Hey everybody, it's Joe Hoskins again with the Solomon Islands Giants team, and
And
I'm
I'm
here with my
Ethan
buddy
Oates.
Ethan Oates.
How you
Can
doing,
you hear
Joe?
me, brother?
Pretty good. So today we're going to talk about the Bigfoot hashers and Bigfoot bashers and cryptoid and giant and dogman. All that, is all together basically. And we're going to talk about the bashers um, in the group rooms of Bigfoots, in the Bigfoot Society period, Cryptoid Society. People go out, Joe, and they post pictures on these Bigfoot groups, and
Uh-huh.
it is their experience and their what they're seeing. And
Right.
and you can tell the AI photos from the, backyard photos, and you'll go in there and people will post just a backyard photo, and people will go and just start insulting the person and
Yeah.
saying bad stuff and you're something's wrong with you or this or that
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
and then they make the person feel like shit.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here today to talk about. So these bashers that go in there, just
Hmm.
for these bashers info, and this goes to all the bashers out there. These people in these Bigfoot group rooms aren't there to insult people and make fun of people. You
That's
might
right.
be there, but they're not there for that. They're there to look at what people's posted
Right.
and learn from them. And they're there to also show you their experience. And then they get bashed by you and it doesn't make them, it makes them feel like shit, man. It makes them not want to post anything, makes them not
Mhm.
want to be involved anymore. And
Yeah.
that is a bad thing.
You
And
know what it is?
I don't know why they do it. I think they do it to have fun, to get people worked up, to get people started, and it makes me think, okay, these Bigfoot people, they like club, group rooms and stuff. They like having people join the room, and I don't blame them. And because we have a group room as well, we started, and it's you don't want to kick the person out, but it's like, don't come in there and insult these people that are members of that room, because
Yeah.
that members in that room, they're believers or wanna believers or interested. They're not there to
Sure.
see people hash and bash, Joe. And like,
Yeah.
I'll go in these rooms, I belong to a lot of these rooms, and I'll, to share my info. And my experience
Sure.
I had, going to Salem's Island, seeing giants, my friend getting pictures, and then me coming home. I've showed quite a few people those pictures, and they're real. And I've had those pictures were certified by somebody.
Yep.
And also Joe got to see pictures. And then I go in there and I post something because I don't want to post the real picture yet and get someone to try and take my picture and tag it and act like it's
Exactly.
theirs. Yes.
Exactly.
And I'm waiting for the right time to do this. And I'm actually, me and Joe, he's part of the team of Solomon's Island. We are going back to get more
Yep.
pictures and more video. And then when we get back, we're going to explode it everywhere. So
Yeah.
right now, we're trying to show people, listen up, man. Google Earth, you can see them there right in front of your face, man.
Absolutely.
And
Yes. I
and
find them all the time.
yeah, not only Salem's Island, there's other places in the world that these giants are, and people
Absolutely
find
true.
them. And we'll post good picture, Joe. I'll post a good picture in there, detail everything, outline it, circle it. You can see the ears, you can see the nose, you can see the mouth, you can see the giant
Yeah.
holding another giant.
Yeah.
And you'll get people come in there and go, that's what's that, man? That's a shadow.
Yeah.
So check it out. You people that think that's a shadow, I'm not going to go on Google Earth and just post any old fucking picture. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that. I'm not stupid. I have a lot of common sense, and I wouldn't do it if I didn't believe it and other people didn't either.
Yeah.
And there
Yeah.
wasn't detail and you couldn't see it. Those shadows that you people think have detail in them,
Yeah.
arms, knuckles, hands,
Yeah.
eyeballs, zoom in, clear the picture up, go to
Yeah.
Google Earth yourself and take a look. Don't
Absolutely.
insult people, because you insult people, and that's the wrong thing to do. It's
Yeah.
not nice to do. These people are having experiences in life, and they're
Absolutely. And
trying
they're
to share
real.
them with everybody for everybody to learn together. and to come together to figure things out and to learn. It's not
Yeah.
about coming in there and, you're this and you're that. Well, you're stupid and you're a crazy person because you showed
Oh gosh,
something and
called
you're
so
trying
many
to make
names.
a
Yeah.
point and teach people, hey, look, man, look what I know. Look what I see. Look what happened to me. It's,
Yeah.
it's, and then they turn around and do that. And that's what this video is for today. Joe, I'm sure, has posted pictures before. And
Oh sure. Yeah. I've had people. I call them the chuckleheads, and it's people who want to laugh at your picture. You put something up and say, "Hey, look at this giant." He's 20 feet tall, and I show him, and there's a measurement there showing it. And to be honest with you, 20 feet is a pretty small giant for what we find these days. But still, a 20-foot person is extremely compelling in any way you think about that. And so I think what it is a lot of times is there's just what I call the giant hurdle, and it's just people just cannot wrap their mind around that there are big giant people.
And Joe, I don't
You
blame them
know?
for that. I don't blame them for that. I was not
Yeah.
a believer until I went to Salem's Island and seen
Yeah, yeah.
for myself with witnesses and came home. And of course, I've showed my family these pictures. My
Sure.
family's on Facebook. They don't come insult me and say, "Oh man, my brother's lying," or anything
Right,
like that.
right,
It's
right.
not. It's there. This is happening. If people don't want to believe it, that's fine. I used to be like that, and I don't blame people for that.
Yeah.
But don't insult. Don't say a damn thing. If you look at the picture and all you got is insult words, or you want to say something nasty, don't say nothing at
Oh, just
all.
like your mother would say, if you can't say
Yeah.
something nice, don't say nothing at all. And that
Another
and
thing,
that just makes you come off as so much
yes,
more of a classy person than if you just start making fun of people. I've
yeah.
had people call me retarded, crazy, schizophrenic. You're a maniac. You're a crazy man. I mean, and I'm just like, what is this? But what it is I think really about half of it is you've got some people that just have nothing to do. And their life is to go see if they can just get a rise out of somebody. And literally, this happened to me one time. I put a picture on Facebook and said, this is a giant, and I was explaining it or something. And some guy comes back and says, "Man, stop treating us like a bunch of kids. Just give us the straight truth, damn it," or something like that. I go look this guy up. It's literally a child. He's 12 with his hat backwards. And again, there I am mad at this kid who's, trying to sound tough on the internet. And you look
And we
up his
were
picture.
once there. When
And
I was a kid, I would have probably been like that too. Hey, whatever, whatever.
but you know what I mean? This is just a case in point of what you're running into in unmass. And then you couple 50 states of that of crazy people. But see, the other side of that coin is there are 50 states of people who are really interested, who have had real experiences.
Yes.
And I think something that's people don't understand is how when you have a real experience like this, it's an encounter with the supernatural. And when you encounter something supernatural, it leaves an impression on you, a very deep impression.
Oh yeah.
And if you ever wondered what that looks like, go look at any interview with Travis Walton. Listen to him, how he recounts that experience. Nothing about it is fun. Nothing about it was a movie ride. You
And he
can
has to
tell
live with that every day of his life,
exactly,
trying to figure out what the hell happened to him.
exactly.
And here we are, and some of us are nice and go, okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that story with me, Travis.
Awesome, and we
And
love
there's
hearing that.
other people out there that are just want to hash and bash. And it's like,
Yeah,
don't do that to that man. That
yeah,
man is for the rest of his life, he's trying to figure this shit out. It's
yeah,
not like that.
yeah.
It's just
You're
like
dealing with.
me seeing giants in Salem's Island and seeing different ones all in one area, man,
Yeah,
with a witness. And that's going to stick with me for the rest of my entire life. And I'm going to be trying to figure it out. What
Yeah.
do you think? I'm just going to give up one day. Oh yeah, just give up, man. I don't know what the hell happened, but
Yeah.
no, I'm curious. I want to know. I want to know why they're there. I want to know
Yeah.
how come I'm lied to. I want to know why. That's it, man. I know these things have feelings. Some of them. I look at pictures and
Yeah.
I can see 1,000 words and I can tell. It's that's why I'm in on it, and I'm like, yes, let's do this. Let's figure this out. It's driving
Yeah.
me nuts. I look at pictures and
Well, it
go,
needs to be looked at, and believe it or not, there are people in the world who are very credible, who are looking into this issue, and
as we're talking.
we talk to everybody we can, and I can tell you, we talk to some pretty cool people, and
Oh yeah.
they're interested in this subject, and it's not a joke, and everybody that wants to make fun of that. Come back and see us in about 6 months, and we'll see who's lying.
Yep.
And I'm not joking about that. That's a straight up statement, brother. I mean, when we
Yep.
come back getting the work done, we're going there to get work done, and we're
Mhm.
not going there to party and have fun and do this. We're going there to get work done on this subject that
Sure you are,
needs,
Joe. Sure you are.
you know,
And
you
sure you
know,
are. And those are shadows that you're looking at, by the way, man. Maybe
yeah,
you need some
yeah,
new glasses.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah, people.
man?
Yeah, people
It's
spend hundreds, spend thousands of dollars all the time to go to islands to take pictures of shadows,
oh yeah.
and people give budgets for it. And if you find those people, let me know because I don't know anybody that does that. But
No,
when you come
I've
back
never
with
seen a
compelling
shadow, Joe,
pictures,
that has features,
that's
that
a
has
whole different story.
eyeballs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All these shadows that me and you post have eyeballs and
yeah.
knuckles and hands and detail and
And
faces
it
and
shouldn't, and it shouldn't be. We shouldn't skip this little detail here, or maybe a huge detail, is that a lot of what we're talking about that we're posting on our page does indeed come from Google Earth,
Mhm.
and
And
they are
Google's
just
not
so
lying. They're not
famous
putting a
for
fake giant picture there. They're
well,
they're not doing
no,
that. A
but
bunch of
they're what
giants
they're
on the
famous
island. Let's
for.
fake people out. No.
What they're
They're
famous
puppets.
for is when there's something really cool is giving you a really shit image. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And but what happens is they can't find them all. So I found large numbers of giants and got really clear pictures of them. But that is a complete rarity, and it's very difficult to do, or you would have already seen those pictures. I have some that I haven't released, and
Oh, me
me and
too.
my friend Ethan here are kind of been sitting on that business until the right time. But when it's time, we're going to let everybody see that, and it's just amazing, and you're not going to believe it.
Yeah, and
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 I'll give you
and
a preview about it, what it shows, and the reason Ethan and I hooked up and got working together on this John issue is I saw his pictures, which were absolutely real. I know enough to know a real picture on Google because I found a bunch. And I saw his pictures were real, and I said, "Man, this is amazing, dude." And then we got to talking, and I showed him some stuff that I've been finding in the Appalachian Mountains, and indeed out west. And I don't want to say where it was, but I found large numbers of big giants. And I don't mean, oh gosh, are there 10 giants standing together? I'm talking about, is that, 1,400 huge giants standing in a field? And do some of them look like monsters, and some of them look like people, and some of them look like Bigfoot, and
And now
some
let
of
me
them,
stop you for a minute, Joe. And now
yeah,
when Joe's doing this, he's not just looking at it and going, "Oh, what is that?" He's really looking at it. He's going to look at it for a couple hours now, trying to figure out what the hell that is,
yeah,
zooming in, and that's how he's not going to post something that just
yeah.
looks like something.
I never
Just
post
like
anything
me, I'm not
that
going
I'm
to
not
either.
sure about. If
No.
I would post anything that I wasn't sure about it,
And if anybody
of course
wants
no
to
one
know,
knows me, and so
yeah,
no
and
one
if
knows
anybody
that. But I'm
wants to
just
know
telling
about
you
my
the truth.
experience,
Yeah,
Joe, what we're doing, how we can find this on Google Earth, and
yeah,
how we will teach you. You message us. We will show
yeah.
you. We will guide you
It's very
how to
much
do
train the
this.
eye kind of
We
thing. It's
have been making videos on our YouTube for that, how to show you
yeah,
how to find
exactly.
giants and how to find pyramids and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
we
yeah,
will explain to you. And we have we're here for everybody. That's what we want. We want
absolutely.
everybody to kick in. If you had an experience, say something. You
And that's
want everybody to
important.
kick
Yeah,
in, man. We're
you
not
get
trying
that
to do that.
experience, and it could be with anything. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
give you an example.
Oh yeah.
I went to a place called the Devil's Looking Glass, and it's in East Tennessee. And I found a giant there, a mud fossil giant against a mountain. And I bet he was, I don't know, he was over 100 feet tall. And you can clearly see this giant man against the mountain. Well, I went back later and found his spine and pelvis. And so that proved he was a real giant. But while I was there taking pictures of his spine and pelvis, I caught a picture of this cryptid coming out of this cave, and it was literally a praying mantis man hybrid. Now, I've heard of a lot of different hybrid creatures. I maybe 2 times in my life heard about a mantis man hybrid, but I got a picture of this thing, and it was about 10 to 12 feet tall, wearing a long black t-shirt, and that's something we'll talk about later, but long black t-shirt, and this thing had its hands like this, like a praying mantis would, and its head was a praying mantis. It was a human body praying mantis head, and there it plain as day in the picture, and
Are you
maybe
drinking
12
again,
feet,
Joe?
12, 12 feet tall, man. But you,
See what I'm
but the
saying? That
point
the
I'm making
bashing, the
is,
insult thing, that's what somebody's gonna do. And it's
yeah.
like you're trying to show them, hey man, this is what I found. Look,
Well,
measure
I put
yourself.
that picture
Go
up and
see
had
it.
people laugh me out of the building on it. Oh,
It's
you're ridiculous.
terrible. It's
And again,
terrible.
why?
Hmm.
Why would I lie about that? Why? What
Yes.
have I to gain about
Yeah,
that?
there's none. I mean,
I'm not making no money
maybe
off of that
there is
picture,
some
but it's
people that
true.
try to bluff and play stuff like put a picture out there and go, "That's my backyard," or who
Yeah,
knows? You know what I mean? Oh well. But don't there's more people involved that believe and more people that
yeah,
had sightings that they believe are real unless it was somebody trying to fool them. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
can. That's probably a bullet point of what we're trying to say is please be respectful of people who are relating uh,
Yes.
an
Yes.
account to you that to them may have been
Yes.
very traumatic. It may have been,
Yes.
it's the type of thing that scars the soul type thing. It's the
So
kind of thing you can't forget it if you want to. If you want to go, I'm going to think about baseball and we're going to, and you can't.
no.
It's the thing that
So
won't leave you
so if
alone
you see
because,
someone's post, if you're out there and you see
yeah,
someone's post and you go on their post and you don't believe the picture or whatever, don't say anything bad. Ask them a
yeah,
question about the picture. Don't
yeah,
insult them. Ask them a question first. Where'd you take the picture? Is this real? You
yeah,
know, whatever. Don't insult them because that's
yeah,
just plain out stupid and rude. And on top of it, the basher is the one that looks stupid.
yeah.
It's like, dude, where's your brain, man? Do some research, man. You think I put
Well,
this out there for nothing? Do you think that I would do that? And then on top of it, that's what the person's thinking. And me,
yeah,
myself, I'm an ex-adult entertainer, man. I am a fucking used to be a celebrity star from hell. I used to be a TV actor, always on TV. I've been in some movies. Do you think I would get on here and do that? Do you think
yeah,
I would get on here
well,
and make my fans think I
yeah.
was nuts for nothing, man?
Yeah, I'm the crazy man coming on here just
There
trying
we
to.
go. Let's do some
And
research.
again,
Why would this
the
guy
real
do that?
pictures say it all. And here's the thing: you went, and you had this experience, and got 250 clear
265.
pictures,
265.
265 clear pictures
Mm-mm.
with a zoom
Three
lens,
to four are kind of iffy.
and
Three or four.
3 to 4 bad ones out of 265 is an excellent ratio. So
Mhm.
you've done well there.
And some
And the point
videos.
is,
So,
these are the pictures that got the people interested enough to fund the expedition.
for our
And so
next expedition, yes.
if you can't put together that those pictures are extremely compelling, I'll help you put that together. They're very compelling and people are very interested and they've been checked out and made
And
sure they
it's
were
very
real.
mind blowing. It's
It
very
is mind
mind
blowing
blowing.
stuff.
It's not
And
just, oh, there's giants. It's like,
yeah,
oh my, wow,
yeah,
wow. It's mind blowing.
yeah. Well, it's a paradigm shift. It's a whole new reality that hasn't been considered. To consider there could be thousands of giant beings that just kind of do what they want to when
Oh
they
yeah.
want to, because what you going to do? How you going to control them? So realizing that can be a reality, because, and you go, well, that how can that be? Well, there are vast areas in the world that are unexplored. There are vast areas in the world, I will put it this way, that are state parks, national parks, large areas that you are not allowed to go because they tell you they're not safe, or there's a cougars live there, they're endangered, or they'll give you this reason basically why you can't go to about 300 miles worth of the park, which they're hiding some stuff in. This happens, but that's a whole other story. But even I don't even need to get into the national parks. I can find things way out in the wilderness, and I don't even need to go there. But the point
You better
is,
fix those glasses, Joe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got my professor glasses on today. My Professor Joe glasses. I dropped my other glasses. I could be wearing these, but they have tape.
See how those
So
bashers can be? They'll say
I was trying
something,
to skip
they'll
the
laugh, and they'll
Poindexter.
get off on that shit. So you know what, to you bashers, you look worse than us, man. We're
Yeah, yeah,
actually telling you, man,
that's
because
it.
we're not doing this for no reason. We research what
Right.
we do, and these Bigfoot people that have experiences,
Yeah,
they're trying to share with you people,
yeah,
and they're not trying to make a joke or jokes on you. Another bad thing that's going around there, Joe, is that in the Bigfoot groups, they also now their little key word is, oh, it must be real, it's blurry.
yeah. Again,
It's what do you
and
think you're going to do?
uh,
Some people aren't going to get a clear picture. Nobody can get that close to these things. These things could be
well,
capable of destroying you, killing you. You have no idea. Would you walk up to and take a picture? No way.
well,
No
I
way.
can report to you
Check
this.
it out. Check it out. Check it out. If you were in the woods, everybody, and you had your camera on you, and you seen a
Hmm.
bear way over there, and there might be cubs with it because it looks like there's another one smaller. Would you walk over there and take a picture of that and try to get close to that? Because if you do, you're a dumbass.
Yeah, yeah,
You're going to try to take a
yeah.
picture from where you're at, if
Well,
any,
and
or a lot of people are going to get the hell out of there.
right.
They're not going to fuck around.
Go
So
look up
that's
fun
why
facts
probably
like
these
how
pictures
fast
are
can a bear
blurry.
run?
Yeah, they're
Pretty
blurry because they're
fast.
not that
You
close
know?
to it. And let's see you go get close to some beast
Yeah,
walking in the woods. Ain't gonna
yeah,
happen, man. You're gonna try because yeah, man. Oh, I want this on video, whatever. But man, you're risking your life. You don't know what that thing
yeah,
could do to you. You don't
yeah.
have
That's
no
exactly
clue.
right.
And out of 90% of people, they aren't gonna do that. They're gonna take that from a distance.
Well, and something that I think people just miss a lot about Bigfoot and about why those pictures are blurry. You're looking at a creature there that is supernatural. I don't
Yeah.
think that's a normal creature. I don't think you're going to find that that's an offshoot of an ape or some kind of stuff like that. This is a
Tribal people say
Nephilim
the hairy
creature.
giants
And the
disappeared,
Nephilim,
which the hairy
here's the
giants are the
news
Bigfoot.
flash. They have an ability to affect a camera. If you didn't know that, they can do it. And it's really scary. But when you get into the fallen angels thing, can an angel become invisible and go through your wall and materialize in your room? Absolutely. Well,
The
if an angel
islands
can do that, a
and
fallen angel can
and the
do that.
islands, and Joe knows this as well.
So
The
there's that.
the hairy giants are Bigfoots that we
Uh
call
huh.
Bigfoots because they explain they disappear. They a lot of things match up to the Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
So these Bigfoots over there on the islands come into the villages and try to kill people and eat them.
Yeah.
So
And the difference is they're about 20 feet tall.
and their island
They call
is
them the hairy giants. They
and
don't
the
know the
island
Bigfoot.
is
Yeah.
overhabited more than the people.
Yeah.
And Joe knows that himself
And of
by
course, that what
research.
they said about them is they're generally always hateful, not happy creatures,
No,
not good
no,
happening when they show up.
not the Bigfoot, not
And
the
it's
Bigfoot.
like that's a hard thing to take because people want
Hmm.
to get that these creatures are compassionate, and there may be certain ones of them that are.
I'm sure they
But
got
what I'm
feelings.
saying
I'm
is there's
sure they
certain
got thoughts. I'm sure
kinds
they got
of
their
them
own
that are
minds.
super,
But
super
they have
aggressive.
to be mean. Check it out in
Yeah,
defense because what are humans?
yeah,
Most humans are mean, man.
Yeah.
We got guns, we got tanks, we go to war, we
Uh-huh.
do all kinds of nasty shit. How do we
Yeah.
know we didn't have a kill off back in the day to get
And
rid of these
before, and
giants, to get
listen,
rid of them?
before all the Bigfoot people
Bears
get
fear
mad at me for saying that about Bigfoot,
a lot of things. They don't let you near them. A lot of things.
I think there can be different offshoots. Like one of the things you described to me was seeing some hairy giants on the island. One of the things he captured in these pictures were some hairy giants, and you, there's a way you could call them Bigfoot, except for they were 20 feet.
Yeah,
But
and they're
what was
Bigfoots.
interesting that I thought he said about it was they had different physical traits.
Hmm.
Some of them had feet like a human and looked very human like
So
feet.
there's say
Some of them had feet
yeah,
like
say there's
claws.
in one picture there's a couple of them
Yeah,
standing by each other. One has a human face. The one next to him has a hairy face,
yeah.
like hair across its face.
See, that's very
But the
interesting,
first one has a human. You can see the
right?
whole entire human face of a man.
Yeah.
Looks like a man.
Hairless
And
face, in
yeah,
other words.
and the
Yeah,
next one next to it has a hairy face. Well,
yeah,
the man with the man face,
yeah.
he's got feet that are claws. You can see the nails, you can see the claws, but the
Wow.
one with the hairy face has a normal looking foot.
You would think it would
You
be
can see the
opposite. Isn't that?
toes. It looks like a human foot.
That's
And then
wild.
the one next to it has two human feet. So maybe they're interbreeding with the giants, and that's how they
Well,
became part human. I don't know. But if you do your research, everybody, once again, I think,
yeah,
what is it, 98% or 97% we share DNA with the chimpanzees.
yeah. That's true.
So that tells me what? If we're 97, 98%,
Well,
you probably could breed with a chimpanzee
well,
and
they're
have a
obviously.
baby.
It's looking like some interbreeding there, and some different.
And
And of
that's
course,
what
you're
the
going
island
to have it
people
go different ways,
assume.
but.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that speaks to just how complicated the issue
Yes.
is, and it's a thing like
Yes.
you think about even like Bigfoot. You think, well, they get 8 feet tall and they live in the woods and da, 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 and you can say that, but there are all different kinds that live
All
all
different
different places.
kinds.
There's the Yeti
Hmm.
that lives in the snow.
I
So
believe by the way the tribal people speak, and by I've been talking to a lot of people from Kenya, and they believe that they say there's giants there, not believe, and
I believe that.
some of them say that they deal with them on an everyday basic. Well, these different giants, and after I've done research, and then on top of it, going back to Salem's Island, there's different sorts of these in the pictures. There's different Bigfoot looking creatures which resemble Bigfoot. Some of them have, some of these are black, a lot of them.
Yeah,
Some of them are a golden, like, I want to say brownish, like reddish brownish, not red, but like a brownish color.
yeah.
So I believe by talking to these tribal people, and the tribal people told me that there's several tribes of these giant hairy creatures
That
along
can
with
differ.
giants,
Yeah,
and they form tribes. So me and you look alike, we form a tribe. Me and you get
yeah.
along, we form a tribe.
That makes
We have
sense.
to out there. And it makes total sense because there's so much chaos with the different sized giants there.
Yeah,
And it's they
and
group
people
up
should
to protect
understand
each
they're
other, I'm
very
sure.
much less like an animal. They have animal traits, but these are intelligent creatures. I wouldn't be shocked at all at them having tribes and grouping together in kinds, just because that's what beings do.
I
They
have
like,
pictures of Bigfoot carrying a log on one arm, and about 40 feet down, there's another Bigfoot carrying the other side of that log. They're carrying it like me
yeah,
and you would. But me and you couldn't pick that up.
right.
But they're carrying it like that, and they're
Exactly
taking it
right.
to
Not
build
carrying a
something.
two by four, but they're carrying a tree that's probably
They're
four
taking it to
thousand,
build
five
something,
thousand.
obviously. Where are they doing with it?
Yeah, for what? Yeah, and indeed, there there's a lot to be learned here, and it's
Yes.
the kind of thing that you, you can't just get it in a paragraph or put it in a little box and go, well, the giants are this big and it's this and this. the thing can just go 40 ways when you get into the Nephilim and you get into these creatures. So some of the things we're seeing look just like giant people. And they'll wear, and here's something that I'll tell you, they'll wear sunglasses. I've shown giants wearing sunglasses, and I've had people just think that is just the most hilarious
Some
thing.
of them got clothes, some of them
Like
got
that giant,
weapons.
intelligent giants wouldn't be smart enough to wear sunglasses or be able to build their own sunglasses that are
Why
big or
wouldn't they? They
whatever.
have a brain bigger than ours. Some of them are humanoid,
Uh,
so they look like a face like ours. They have a head. Why wouldn't they? Why
yeah,
wouldn't they?
I've had
Same with
people
the
just tell me,
Bigfoot.
"Well, your
Why
picture
wouldn't
can't
they?
be real because he's wearing sunglasses." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Really? Why?
Hmm.
Why should that not be real?" Listen, I found a picture of a thing there at Devil's Looking Glass. This thing looked like HR Puffin stuff, dude, and you have to be from the '60s to know. But it's like a giant puppet creature with this big tomato head. And this thing was green, standing in the trees. It had to be 60 feet tall. And this thing has nothing to do with humanity, not even close to a human
Mind
creature.
blowing.
This is a silly monster. And he's standing there in the sun wearing a giant pair of sunglasses, and I've got it clear as day in a picture. And it's like, who do you tell that to? Like, let me show you this giant green HR pup and stuff wearing sunglasses against the mountain. And people just call you crazy, but I have that picture and it's completely real. And now, what does that mean? It means we don't know anything about this subject, is what it means. And there's lots of work to do, and
And
that's what
by
we do.
everyone sharing their stuff on social media, their experiences, I
Yeah,
know it's hard because you're afraid of getting insulted or don't want people to think you're crazy. But by you sharing that,
yeah.
everybody can learn together what's going on.
Nobody on our page is going to make fun of you. Certainly none of our admin or none of
No,
us, man. We
no,
we love to
we
hear
don't
people's
allow
real
that.
accounts of fantastic things they've seen. And you never know, man. We can learn from these things. We might put a piece in our puzzle from an account you had that applies to our puzzle. This is all like a giant puzzle, and we're just trying to work it, man. And we're just trying to get the pieces. And we're gonna. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to get in a hurry, and we're not going to make stuff up, and we're not going to put our idea first. We're going to go look at the facts, and when we bring them back and put that puzzle together, that's going to be
Real
what it
study,
is.
man. Real
When we get
study.
the pictures and the story, and there's going to be a book. It's going to be
Mhm.
awesome, man. And there's going to be a fascinating account of this whole journey. It's going to be
All right,
amazing.
Joe. Well, it's been real, everybody. To our next show, make sure you subscribe and follow
Absolutely.
and leave comments and like our YouTube. Join our group page if you're interested. You have any questions, feel free to ask us. Make
Like
sure you leave a
I said,
comment under the video if you're interested. Just please don't leave no hash and bash. Thank you.
yeah, thank you for not doing that, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Good
Thanks
night,
for staying
everybody.
with us.